seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the right-hand side of the stage, they're together again. Please welcome the Solid Rock Band.
I want the people to know that he saved my soul, but I still like to listen to the radio. They say rock and roll is dead, well give me one more chance. I feel so good, I gotta get up and dance. There's nothing wrong with playing blues licks. If you got a reason, tell me to my face. Why should the devil have all the good music? There's nothing wrong with what I play. Jesus is the rock and he rolled my blues away. They say they cut my hair cause it's driving me insane. I grew it out along the main room for my brain. Sometimes people don't understand what a good boy's doing in the Solid Rock Band. There's nothing wrong with playing blues licks. If you got a reason, tell me to my face. Why should the devil have all the good music? Nothing wrong with what I play. Jesus is the rock and he rolled my blues away. Take it away. There's one more thing I'd like to say. They nailed him to a cross and they laid him in the ground. They could have known they can't keep a good man down. I feel good in every way. If you got a reason, tell me to my face. Why should the devil have all the good music? Nothing wrong with what I play. Jesus is a rock and he wrote my blues. Jesus is a rock and he wrote my blues. Jesus is a rock and he wrote my blues. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's great to be here. Some of you have travelled quite a long way to be here tonight, some as far as Gloucester to be here tonight. We're glad you're here. We had a great time last night and hope you're going to have a good time with us tonight as we celebrate together 40 years of the Solid Rock Band. We're going to take you on a bit of a musical journey way back into the early days of the band, right back into the 60s, so sit back and enjoy all that. But tonight is about celebrating 40 years of the Footprints album, so why don't you just turn to the person next to you and say, you're looking 40 years older. Somebody told me of the joy that they had. Somebody told me that in sorrow they could be glad. And then they told me once they were bound, but now they're free. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Somebody told me of the joy that they had. Somebody told me that in sorrow they could be glad. And then they told me once they were bound, but now they're set free. And I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Tell you of the joy that I had, and now I can tell you that in sorrow I can be glad. And now I can tell you once I was bound, but now I'm set free. And you'll never know that it's true till it happens to you. Now I can tell you of the joy that I have. Now I can tell you that in sorrow I can be glad. And now I can tell you once I was bound, but now I'm set free. And you'll never know that it's true till it happens to you.
Hold on just a minute. Let me take you back a few more years.
Some people are on the bench, they think it's all over. It is now. It's more.
They eat a great many of these. They fill them with their metal.
I'm going to step off the limb. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At Brixton Market, they're used to the Salvation Army, but not this way. No tambourines, no trombones. The Joy Strings in their hit parade number, It's an Open Secret.
And it was the Joy Strings, yes, bonnets and all, who gave early impetus to the boys. Here's a medley of a few of their early songs.
Love that's in my heart, so real, so wonderful. Wouldn't want to part from the way that I feel. Makes my life seem so worth living. Oh, makes every sky so blue. My Lord, so strong, so forgiving. I just can't doubt that He'll be true. Love that's in my heart, so real, so wonderful. Wouldn't want to part from the way that I feel. Love that's in my heart.
So that was the song called Love That's in My Heart. And it's true. The Joy Strings really were a great influence on us in our early days. And this, I think, is their most beautiful number, simply called Emma.
Emma, sitting in her rocking chair, feeling secure in her Victorian lair, laced with light finished on the dusty shelf. For Emma, 70 years herself. Edward, sitting in director's chair, feeling secure with his stocks and shares, house and home, and the best of health. Here's to Edward and his so-called wealth.
It won't always be like
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 It won't always be
It won't
comes from the Lord above. He can lift me from the ground, 'cause his love is all around. A love that's all around. Love that's all around. The world is upside down. Love that's all around. Happiness is mine, 'cause his love is all around. You can tell your friends and your neighbors too, they will want to live like you. He can lift them from the ground, 'cause his love is all around. Love that's all around. Love that's all around. The world is upside down. Love that's all around. Happiness is mine, 'cause his love is all around.
Well, thank you. It's a real privilege to be here this evening, and it's great to see all of you. This has been an emotional day. We worshiped together in this place this morning, the five of us, and that's been a long time since we did that, and we had a wonderful morning of worship. This morning we shared a couple of songs this morning, just a beautiful morning with the Spirit speaking to us this morning, and it's good to see all of you here and see some of you who are coming in. I'm sure that many of you, it's been a long time since you've seen other people here today, so we hope you'll enjoy the opportunity to just reconnect again and reminisce as we are doing a little bit here. But again, just a privilege to be here. You may be aware that this corps is actually celebrating its 140th year of continuous ministry. That's a powerful thing, and the message has never changed, as it is with us. The message with us has never changed here. We love and serve God here, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're worshiping together tonight. And no matter what you're going through, no matter the things that you face, the one thing that we always do when we come across those trials and tribulations is we turn to God.
Just look around and all you'll have is strife. And love is the one thing that money just can't buy. You'll have to turn your hopes up to the sky. So turn to God. He will not fail. He's always there. He will not fail. Can't you see that God is the only way? He's someone you can trust to your very last day. Hold on to something that you are sure will last. Then the life that went before can be in the past. So turn to God. He will not fail. He's always there. He will not fail. So turn to God.
By 1978, the guys were able to buy some new sound equipment and, as a bonus, 8 hours free use of a new recording studio, Chapel Lane. The result? A cassette recording featuring 6 songs, including this one.
It's a long, hard road to hell, but if you believe the story of the God who is our Father, and the power and the glory, you'll be saved. You'll be saved. You'll be saved. You'll be saved. It's a long, long time He's known us. His kingdom is forever. A better life waits for us if we can work together. We'll be saved. Yes, we'll be saved. We'll be saved. We'll be saved. Yes, we'll be saved. We'll be saved. The world belongs to those He calls the meek. The strong will have to give way to the weak. The world belongs to those He calls the meek. The strong will have to give way to the weak. So come along, join our song, and you'll find what you seek. You'll be saved. Yes, you'll be saved. You'll be saved. You'll be saved. Yes, you'll be saved. You'll be saved. You'll be saved. Yes, you'll be saved. You'll be saved. You'll be saved. Yes, you'll be saved. You'll be saved.
Soon the band was touring the country, making headlines while bringing its Christian rock music to hundreds of venues and thousands of people. Highlights included playing before the kick-off of the Premiership match between Norwich and Chelsea, and a memorable evening at London's Barbican Theatre. And do you remember the 1980s? Were you involved in making this noise at the Royal Albert Hall?
yes. The mandolin. I wonder if that's what they were all cheering for. Here's a little song you'll know and love. Well, you'll know it anyway, I guess. Starts with the chorus. Away, away with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum. Away, away with the rum by gum. That's the song of the Salvation Army. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Well, let me introduce the band to you. We've come, the Solid Rock Band. Oh, gosh. Dear, oh dear, this could be serious. What do you think, Rog? Is it okay?
I think so.
Yeah. Wow. I thought that was going to be nasty for a moment. On the right side of temperance, we've taken our stand. Don't smoke tobacco because we do think that the people who do so are likely to drink. Here we go. Away, away with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum. Away, away with the rum by gum. That's the song of the Salvation Army. Well, we never eat biscuits because they contain yeast, and yeast can turn a man into a beast. Wow. Can you imagine the awful disgrace, lying drunk in the gutter with crumbs on your face? Away, away with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum. Away, away with the rum by gum. That's the song of the Salvation Army. Now we never eat wine gums because they contain port. Port can make you do things you shouldn't ought. How do you try to explain to your dad? It was only the wine gums, they made me go mad. Woo, woo, woo. Away, away with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum, with the rum by gum. Away, away with the rum by gum. That's the song of the Salvation Army. Well, this song is all too short, really. Sadly, we have come to the last verse, which is so sad. I remember the last time we sang this song, Andre Previn was in the audience, and he said, I can't wait to hear the next song, and so he left. It was that same night that we filled the Royal Albert Hall. We left the dressing room tap running. But I think on a night like this, of all nights, I should acquaint you with the story of the bald-headed American eagle. The bald-headed American eagle has a wingspan of 14 feet, or in metric terms, 183 inches. But the curious thing is that when the bald-headed American eagle is flying into the sun, its wingspan is considerably reduced.
No, here's the new one.
But wait. What is this I've found amongst the artifacts on the stage? My goodness me, it's my old barometer. Now, sadly, it doesn't work anymore. Hey guys, would you like to buy a broken barometer? No? Oh, no pressure. Listen, comedy is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Why don't you ask me, Colin, what is the secret of great comedy?
I don't know, what is the secret of
timing. But enough, you say. Enough of this wonderful humour. You want to hear me sing, and yeah, I can understand that. And so, the last verse. And to be honest with you, I can't remember the words. That's better. Well, we never eat fruitcake because that contains rum. And rum can turn a man into a boom. Oh, can you imagine the terrible shame when Fruitcakes Anonymous get a hold of your name? Here we go, last chance. Away, away with rum, with rum, with rum. Away, away with rum. That's the song of the Salvation Army. That was so good, we're singing again. Here we go. Away, away with rum, by gum, with rum, by gum, with rum, by gum. Away, away with rum, by gum. That's the song of the Salvation Army. I thank you. It's one for you, Rob. Fine thing music is.
If only we knew some.
Okay. It's very early on when we first started planning this concert. We had very much on our hearts that we wanted to raise some funds for cancer research because all the guys in the band, one way or another in their families, have been impacted by that horrible disease, and we just wanted to give something back through this concert. So you being here and buying a ticket has made a real difference. But on top of that, if you're feeling really generous, then there is a bucket at the back by the doors, and there's also some, yes, if you're feeling a bit sick, many happy returns.
One I bought it.
And so if you want to find out more about what cancer research do, then you can pick up some leaflets on the table out in the foyer. There's also collecting boxes there as well. So we really appreciate anything you can contribute tonight to raise the funds. That would be absolutely fantastic. One of the things you can't do as you get a bit older is run very fast. So this next song is quite appropriate because it's called Can't Run Away.
It's always there.
So we come to the point of our historic journey where we've come to footprints on the world. And it's a real honour that I was asked if I would sing the title track of our album. And there is something really, really wonderful about being in front of these guys and singing. You know, these guys are wonderful. Give them a round of applause. And so we come to the album. We managed to pick up 327 of these second hand.
Yeah. Previously loved.
Yes, not by us, I hasten to add. And so we do have actually just a few left. And if you would like to say make a fiver or a donation to Cancer UK, you will find them on the table just outside. Okay, except for this one, of course. This one is here in my hand, but it can be moved from here to there. So with great love and affection, I bring to you the title album, the title track of our album. The album being called Footprints on the Water, and the title track is called Footprints on the Water.
Ripples in your life can cause a tidal wave of trouble. Ugly colours dissipating from reflections of your friends. The streams of life flows on and flows into the sea, where lots of life is prevalent as people cease to be. Footprints on the water, yeah, you can walk upon the sea. See his footprints on the water, yeah, you can walk upon. Currents float away your power to move in some directions. Pressures of the social world just make you stand and stare, while situations enter in and out of consciousness. Morals slip away like seas of tears through grasping hands. Footprints on the water, yeah, you can walk upon the sea. See his footprints on the water, yeah, you can walk upon. The winds and the waves will obey his call. We've read it all before. When those footprints appear on the sea of life, then fears will calm down in the presence of the Lord. Footprints on the water, yeah, you can walk upon the sea. See his footprints on the water, yeah, you can walk upon. Drugs can make you dream, but they won't wash away your problems. Alcohol may drown your sorrows, but only for a while. To escape from your reality, you can search until you die, but the wind of change you need is of the Pentecostal kind. Footprints on the water, yeah, you can walk upon the sea. See his footprints on the water, yeah, you can all night. There'll be no more weeping, and another good day will come to me when the early bird sings in the tree. And another good day will come to me when the early bird sings in the tree. Am I glad to say that Jesus is a very good friend, a very good friend of mine? Am I glad to say that Jesus is a very good friend?
It's great to see so many people here tonight. Do you know what I love to see? I love to see this place full like this every Sunday. I really would. Because one of the things that doesn't seem to have changed so much in the 40 years or so since the album, one of the songs on there was called It's a Sign of the Times, that the churches are closing. And it is so sad that so many still are. You've only got to see some of the makeover shows if you're retired like me. Homes Under the Hammer. Yeah? And you know what I mean. So many of our churches are being transformed into other things. Not a bad thing in some ways. At least it wouldn't be if those churches were being changed because they needed to build a big one. Now, I don't know how many of you are on there, whether it's just something you don't want to do anymore for some, whether you go regularly, but we all have a responsibility. If we want to see our churches full, we have to do something about it. It's not just a sign of the times, it's a sign of how we are communicating sometimes. But it is sad, but I still hold the faith that it will change. I still hold that one day the message will actually go through, that it doesn't have to be like this, that our churches can start to be full again, and that people will turn to God, as we said earlier on. But it does seem to be at the moment a sign of the times.
Sin
preacher talking to the crowd, and he said, Jesus Christ could save your soul. It was the preacher with his rock and roll. Yes, it was Jesus who could save your soul. Thanks to the preacher with his rock and roll. Well, we traveled around the country and we gave the word of God, and still the folks are wondering. They said, don't those guys look on? You see, I didn't care none, but many people roared. For we traveled around the country, rock and rolling for the Lord, and I found Jesus Christ could save us true. It was the preacher with his rock and roll. Yes, it was Jesus who could save my soul. Thanks to the preacher with his rock and roll. It was the preacher with his rock and roll. It was Jesus who could save my soul. Thanks to the preacher with his rock and roll. Well, we traveled around the country and we gave the word of God, and still the folks who wondered. They said, don't those guys look on? You see, I didn't care none, though many people roared. For we traveled around the country, rock and rolling for the Lord. Jesus Christ could save my soul. It was the preacher with his rock and roll. Yes, it was Jesus who could save my soul. Thanks to the preacher with his rock and roll. We took the songs of Eddie Cochran, we had the latest sound, Buddy Lee and Jerry Holly. We changed the words around and we sang them to the youngsters who first thought they were odd, but the words became effective, for they gave the word of God. Well, it's a happy day that Jesus arose, yeah, very happy day. As you want to know, the Savior of the world died to save you now. Well, he died upon the cross and then he rose again. Well, it's a happy day that Jesus arose, yeah, very happy day. As you want to know, the Savior of the world died to save you now. Well, he died upon the cross and then he rose again. Well, it's a happy day but Jesus arose, yeah, very happy day. As you want to know, the Savior of the world died to save you men. Well, he died upon the cross and then he rose again. Well, it's a happy day that Jesus arose, yeah, very happy day. As you want to know, the Savior of the world died to save you men. Well, he died upon the cross and he rose again. It's a happy day. Jesus arose, yeah, very happy day. As you want to know, Savior of the world died to save you from that. Well,
okay, guys, put on your dancing shoes.
Sorry, they're just taking the medication. Just give us.
What would you do if he gave the shit? stop? Would you stare?
Would you stare?
What would you do if he came this year?
Would
you stop? Would you stare?
Would you stare?
What would you do if he came this year?
Tells the story. They used to jump up and keep their legs up during the end of that. Well, I get them. So, time has its moments.
You can almost hear the question, can't you? Why on earth do you do that? Why on earth do you put yourself through all these months of rehearsals? All those sore fingers, all those guitar leads that don't work. You know, there's a verse in the Bible that says, God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that those who believe in him will be saved. And that's why we do it. We want to give the Word of God to people who may not have heard it, people who may have heard it thousands of times, but sometimes just want a little bit of thought process to go into it. You know, another verse says that Jesus said, I have come to give you life in all its fullness. And it just struck me the other day when I was doing some of my Bible notes, and I came across the word live. And if you turn that word around and spell it backwards, you have evil. Jesus came not so that our lives will be evil. Doesn't matter how good we are. Without him, there is that element of evil. And God doesn't put up with evil at all. He will have nothing to do with it. But Jesus came to give us life in all its fullness. And I want to say to you tonight, whether you've been on the Christian path all your life, for a short time, or maybe you've pulled into a lay-by and you're just hanging around thinking, well, is this the right way for me? There is no better way to live your life than to live it with Jesus Christ as your Lord and Saviour. That's why we do what we do. We come, we stand before you, we sing our songs. Not because we are great songwriters, not because we're great singers, not because we're great musicians. but because we want you to realize that life is worth living when you let Jesus come into your heart. And maybe, just maybe, some of you have been challenged by the fact that what we have been singing about, right from the very first song, is about Jesus. He is our Lord, He is our Saviour, He wants to be your Lord, and He wants to be your Saviour. God so loved the world that He gave His Son, Jesus, that whosoever will believe in Him, change their way, change the direction that they want to go, and go Jesus, leading them on, doing God's way, will be saved. And we want you to know that one day you will meet that Jesus, that wonderful person who gave His life for you, and you will see Him face to face. And you will have to say to Him, I love you, and I've followed you to the best of my ability, or He will say, I want nothing to do with you. We give you that option tonight to think about your walk in life. Which way are you heading? Are you going Jesus' way? Are you going your own way? Because your own way is life, spelled backwards. Go His way, and fullness of life will be yours. We're going to sing Face to Face. The most beautiful, most powerful song that I think we have ever performed. I would love to say we wrote it, but I cannot say that. But I can tell you this, and this is personal, and this hurts a little bit. When my wife died 3 years back, she wanted Face to Face to be played at her funeral. She wanted everybody to know that she was ready to meet Jesus. She had that positive faith that was going to take her forward into eternity with her Lord Jesus Christ. Have you got that assurance? Do you know that for a fact in your life? Because if you don't, we don't want you to leave here tonight without putting things right. Please come and have a chat. We have a room set aside called the quiet room. It's not quite so quiet. It's full of cases and bits and pieces of all this equipment has come in. But we want to spend time to talk to you. People will be there, and if you want to speak openly, then come to one of us, come to those who are wearing social army uniform, and say, can you help me? When my son became a Christian 3 years ago, nearly 4 now, he said, I'm so confused, I don't know which way to go. And Jesus says, well, I've come to give you life in all its fullness. The path that you follow will bring you complete joy and satisfaction. It doesn't take away your problems. It doesn't take away the pain of life. But in Jesus in your heart, you have a friend who you can speak to face to face.
Mirrors of a life before confusion took its place. In the eyes of childhood, the reflections we can trace. Catch the fading images.
still obscure, and many lessons must be learned. As the Spirit feeds my faith, I'll wrestle with my doubt, winning as my sight becomes more clear. Face to face, at last I'll see Jesus Christ, who welcomes me. Then I'll know my spirit is set free. Face to face, at last I'll see Jesus Christ, who welcomes me. Then I'll know my spirit is set free. Face to face, at last I'll see Jesus Christ, who welcomes me. Then I'll know my spirit is set free.
Well, I'm sorry to say this is our last song. Unless you shout really loud. At the end, not that. Yes. Aim for it.
Maybe you want it to be the last song.
Yes. Right. There ain't nobody like Jesus. That's what this song says. So you can stand up and clap your hands and sing and do all sorts of things.
If you want to throw the chair away from us, you guys are fine for this.
You know there ain't nobody could do me like Jesus. You know there ain't nobody could do me like the Lord. You know there ain't nobody could do me like Jesus. I want the world to know He's my friend. So everyone, you know there ain't nobody can do me like Jesus. You know there ain't nobody can do me like the Lord. You know there ain't nobody can do me like Jesus. I want the world to know He's my friend. You know there ain't nobody can do me like Jesus. You know there ain't nobody can do me like the Lord. You know there ain't nobody can do me like Jesus. I want the world to know He's my friend. You know He healed my body, and then He told me to run on. You know He healed my body and told me to run on. You know He healed my body and then He told me to run on. I want the world to know He's my friend. You know He healed my body could do me like the Lord. You know there ain't nobody could do me like Jesus. I want the world to know He's my friend. Oh yeah, He's my friend. Everybody, He's my friend. That's really good. Well done. He's my friend. He's a friend above all others. He's my friend. He's my very good friend. He's my friend. That's the reason I praise the name of Jesus. He's my friend. He's George's more happy. Thank you. Good night. Somebody told me of the joy that they had. Somebody told me that in sorrow they could be glad. And then they told me once they were bound and now they're free. And I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Somebody told me of the joy that they had. Somebody told me that in sorrow they could be glad. And then they told me once they were bound and now they're free. And I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Tell you of the joy that I had. And now I can tell you that in sorrow I can be glad. And now I can tell you once I was bound, but now I'm set free. And you'll never know that it's true till it happens to you. Pretty clap, here we go. Just want you to sing along. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Are you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. That's really good. Can you sing a bit louder? I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Just the ladies this time. Just the ladies. Okay, fellas, come on, chaps, let's show them. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Let's have everybody showing. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. Oh yeah, it happened to me. I didn't think it could be till it happened to me. I didn't think it could be.
me, Jesus, where have you been? All of my life, all of my life. Tell me. You're gonna be my disciple, yeah. You're gonna be my friend. Turn away if you want to, but I'll get you in the end. Not at all, I don't know about the people that I read about in books. I only know myself, the things I feel, the future's bad it looks. I know I should be going somewhere when that shall arrive.